I'm covering this topic of detachment in this video from my perspective because I believe this is one topic which most of us are confused about but has a lot of power to change our life for good. Whenever we talk about spirituality, we start to think about the great sages and saints or those who have renounced the world. Yes, that is one way of spirituality, but not the only one. Most of us believe detachment is not a very nice word and don't want to pursue spirituality because of this very reason. This is one of the reasons why people are too scared of spirituality. They feel it is not a right thing for them to feel detached. But the concept of detachment altogether in their minds is incorrect. Not everyone knows what it means to be truly detached because they have not experienced it. I won't call myself a pro on detachment at this point, as I'm still learning, but I have experienced it and I know it has a lot of power. True detachment comes with practice, but if you can just begin the journey, it does give you a lot of benefits. It has all the power to liberate you from all the sufferings from your life and yet at the same time keep you a very well rounded and graceful person who cares about others deeply at the same time. Detachment is in reality a deep involvement on a soul level, and here is how. Let me start by the opposite of detachment, which is attachment to the world. When you are attached to someone or something, you are giving the other thing more power to control your own happiness and fulfillment, and it leads you nowhere. For example, you see your sibling in pain, and since you are attached to her so deeply, you feel the same pain. Now you are going through the same feelings as he or she is going through. You may say this is how one should be. We should be able to feel others' pain as it is human. I agree to this. However, when we are in pain, how many times have we made the right decision for ourselves or others? We sure would have tried hard to get our sibling out of pain by all means. But did we really help her or made the situation more miserable? We sure would have made others around us miserable too. If we were in pain ourselves, we definitely would have not given our sibling a chance to go through it alone and overcome it by himself or herself by only guiding her to the right path from a distance, only if he or she asked us. We would rather have completely made her own problem ours and made ourselves sorrowful as well. Here, attachment to our sibling has made us weak and indecisive. Also, it did not help our sibling in the long run because she or he still has not developed the strength to deal with her life alone. Why am I emphasizing alone here is because you will not be there with her all the time of her life, and rather you would wish for her to be more resilient and happy in whatever situation she may be in. And here is how I define detachment in this situation. If we can have all the power on our own emotions to not go astray, we can be a better guide to others and to ourselves. Detachment does not mean leaving the world behind and not getting involved in others' lives. However, it is understanding yourself and others deeper than this layer and knowing what is best for each of us at the same time. Not getting emotionally entangled is the key to detachment, but wanting good for all at the same time is. It is not anything selfish, but it is the most selfless thing to become. You still sense the pain of others, but you know this is temporary, and pain is an important feeling to let us know that there is something in our life that needs our attention and has to be changed. If we keep ignoring certain aspects in our lives, it manifests itself in terms of pain, either emotionally or physically. Pain happens when there is something which needs your urgent attention. If pain won't be there, you would never grow for a better thing or you will never change. It is simply understanding that there is a reason behind all that is happening around us, and it is all the consequences of our own actions. Only when someone owns up to their own condition, that is when they grow. Helping someone in need without any expectation is really important, but also knowing that letting the other person help themselves is the best help you can provide to them, because this is when the growth happens. When you become detached, you are allowing others to grow and breathe more freely. Also, when you become detached, you are performing your duties with a sense of service and you do the right thing as you are not attached to the outcome. It makes you free. On the other hand, attachment makes you suffer. Here is one example from my own life from when I was a product of my own emotions, and that was not very long ago. A few years from today, I see a person who was extremely attached to everything around her. Yes, I used to be so much emotionally attached to the people around me and even the things I owned that letting go of them was the most difficult part in my life. I experienced it very clearly that when I switched my job and moved out to the new city, I just kept comparing how happy I was before compared to being in the new city, and I was never satisfied. I was in non accepting mode for almost 6 months, and the reason why this happened was because I was just looking for the old friends in new people and could not find it. This attachment made me resist the present moment and made me an unhappy person. And I see those 6 months as a time of suffering in my life, which I inflicted upon myself. There was nothing fruitful I did during that time, and I pushed myself into finding another job in the old city, but I failed. Post those 6 months, I started to see everything in a different light, and I started to make friends because I started accepting them somehow. However, had I been detached from within, I would not have made myself miserable and rather would have enjoyed the new life and made new friends very quickly. To be honest, the new city I was moved to is the best city I have known until now, and it was a blessing to be there. However, my attachment made me not realize this. When the same situation arises now, I totally look forward to it as I feel complete on my own. And I'm sure there is always a lot to learn from new experiences. So, here is how detachment has helped me to grow into a happier person. I have become more accepting of new people and situations in my life, and it is an amazing feeling. I feel really blessed to have reached this mental state because this definitely would not have been possible without regular meditation and keeping a faith in God. The only tip I can give to anyone who is currently attached emotionally to everything around them is that they are thinking from a closed mind, and which is a very usual thing. Detachment comes when you truly believe in God and know that God wants each soul to grow. We can simply pick up instances from past where our emotions have led us to a miserable time, and what did it make us learn? Best learning happens when you learn from your own life because it is unique to you and only you can understand why things happened a certain way in your life. If there is something going wrong in your life, according to you, it definitely is either a consequence of your own action or there is definitely a better learning hidden as a gem in it. Zooming out from your emotions is not easy, but it is possible by consistent practice of devotion and surrendering yourself to God. In the next video, we will discuss about surrendering ourselves to the higher power, which is the key to grace in our lives. Before ending this video, I wanted to share one verse from Bhagavad Gita, which is Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasa jnana dhyana vishishyate dhyanat karam phala tyaga chantir anantaram. It means higher than the mechanical processes like physically going to temple or performing rituals, etc., is the process of knowledge, which is knowing that the goal of life is self realization and not material progress. Higher than the cultivation of knowledge is the practice of meditation and purifying oneself. Because only by engaging in meditation, we can develop detachment from the worldly pleasures. And hence, from this state of mind is attained peace and liberation.